Hello, lovely people. Today we are working from a sketch that was done for a cybercrop over at Mind the Scrap. And, I had good fun at this cybercrop, but this sketch really inspired me and I had so much fun actually creating. So I cut down 3 photos from 6x4 into squares, and then I started to play around with some paper. So I've got this dotty paper, which is Coca Vanilla Studio, and I'm reading through my scraps to see what I've got, what might work, what won't work, the usual. So the idea is to change this sketch up a bit. So what I did, I kind of wound up shrinking it down quite a lot, but you'll see that towards the end. I did create a couple of mini Project Life cards. So just cut one large Project Life card in half and rounded the corners off. And then I'm just playing around with the positioning of the photos and different bits of paper. I decided that I actually wanted to gut this bit of cardstock just so that I could use the background as a frame and have white in the middle. And that really helped to highlight the photos and bring everything together. So I cut down some just basic plain white cardstock to, I think it's like 10 by 10, something like that. And then I started to play around with some more strips of paper and to see what it looked like. I did settle on the white background with the highlights. To help highlight and bring the photos forward, so that I was almost working on a white background, but there's that lovely dotty frame around the edge. And you'll have to excuse the positioning. It's the first video I did in my new little studio, so the framing is well out on what I'd like it to be. I did cut out not just Project Life cards, I did do a couple of tags as well to see how they worked. I decided against it in the end and decided against adding any more dotty paper. Just started to play around. Now I've got a basic idea of where I want the pieces of card that I've pulled out, the pattern paper. So I'm going to start getting those stuck down. I'm also going to use some washi tape strips. Just they add more colour, and they add just more strips without me adding more paper to it, and it helps me fill in some of those gaps too. So I'm not staying entirely true to the sketch, but what I've done, I've got all these lovely horizontal lines going on, and we'll add some vertical ones and we'll position some of the photos here and there. So none of these strips of washi tape are even. We might not even see some of them by the end of it. And I'm going to tape that white bit of cardstock down to the paper. Then I decided actually I'm going to try with these being vertical rather than horizontal, and then looking at getting the photos down. So eventually I finally settled on them being vertical strips, and I quite like that. I played around with a few of the Project Life cards that I made, a couple of the tags that I made to see whether they would work in different areas, and also pulling some of the washi tape to the foreground rather than it all being in the background, so you can see it rather than it not being seen. So I've got my photos. This is the basic layout itself, and then I went on to pull out some letter stickers because this is Midget making a nest. So he's the king of nests, so it's going to be called Nesting 101. I've used this really large font, which is really old Sassafras Last font, and I'm just going to stick that down. And I was going to add 101 in really dinky letters, but then just didn't work for me, so I pulled out some glitter thickers and I've used those. So my title is vertical as well rather than horizontal, and you can see it. I was going to add with Midget to go with the title just as an addendum, but no, it doesn't work for me. Pulled out some rub-ons and I'm pulling out some embellishments to see what's going to happen. Some of these are from a number of different collections. One's from Coca Vanilla Studio Happiness. I've got loads of these embellishment packs and I just pull things out that I think are going to work colour-wise, embellishment-wise, like actual theme-wise, whatever it is. And I'm actually really liking these tassels. They go really well with the polka dot in the background, pulls that together. Got some enamel dots too. And, just pulling all of these things together. They're not all from the same company. I like to mix it up a bit. Excuse me. and just making sure that that rub-on is stuck down as I possibly can. Because the problem with rub-ons is if you move them about too much, they just don't play ball. So a few enamel dots kicking around just to, well, I can't finish a page without enamel dots, so it's really simple for that. I've left it there. It was a very simple layout to make. That's my take on the sketch, and as you can see, I've shrunk it down, I've made it more centralized, and I have changed it from horizontal lines to vertical lines. All good fun. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the page, and I will see you next time. Have a really great day. Take care. Bye.